Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. If you guys are new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Comment, dig, like, and subscribe is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Also, become a member. Raythax.eth domain name, and this is not brown natural advice. So we'll do Earth 2. We'll start off with this. We have a couple of updates from Shane. Somebody said, let this be a final lesson to you, Shane. No more setting dates without 110% certainty. Something to do whilst waiting for something to do has resulted in nothing to do for months. Please be careful. And Shane says, I don't want to go through the story publicly, but it's very frustrating to be told a timeline with 100% assured guarantees and then it falling over in some parts. I realize it's just how some software development is sometimes, but does not make it any less frustrating. That is Shane talking about just timelines that some of the devs are giving, and every now and then you have delays. Where does that sound familiar, VeVe peeps? Again, this happens across all people. We do have someone else says, I understand you can't give dates, but do you think weeks or months are needed? Also, can you update us on the resources? When will we know the quantity produced by each property? And Shane says, I'm avoiding dates. I would think weeks more than months, but the bottom line is I want something that I can scale nicely and do what we need to. This isn't about the feature, it's about the back end. It's about the back end game engine. So hopefully this quarter, if we get it this quarter, great. If not, no big deal. Search for the resource stuff. We also have another comment saying, Shane, it would be nice to see some new Earth 2 vlog, news about ecosims and resources. Many users are curious and to know more. Shane says a lot of that information is coming. So much had to be reworked from the previous game design had planned, but I can tell you it looks so much better now. We'll be excited to share those updates. And then someone was asking about, I have a question. Can the amount of essence get smaller and be mined in the decimals a day like Bitcoin in the future? And this response has people up in a tizzy. I'll read the response and I'll go over it. Shane says, yes, the current plans we have for the tokenomics can see the collectible amounts diminish, meaning more players will be competing for splitting the available amounts. At the moment, the distribution is still inflationary. What does he mean by that? Okay, everyone's getting confused, like, oh, does that mean that there's going to be more than 5 billion tokens? No, that does not. He just means that the amount that's being mined right now is more and more each day. It has been for quite a while. I think for over the past week, we've been getting a lot more. I'm not sure if that's what he was referencing, or in general, the amount of ether that you get can be mined more each day, which will, once you transform it into essence, you get more. I don't know if it was just like the last 8 days or if it was just in general, but either way, that's what he means by inflationary. It does not mean that more than 5 billion tokens will ever be minted. It just means that at this time, the amount of ether that you can get, which can turn into essence, is more. So that was that. We do have a couple of things to go over for VeVe and OMI. So OMI was down about 5% over the last 24 hours, which is not terrible considering that Bitcoin and Ethereum had gone down over 4%. But I think Ethereum's down like 6%. Why is it bad? Why is the whole market taking a dump? Is because Kraken said, hey, we're going to stop all staking for right now because the SEC is being ridiculous, but nobody respects them. And people are like, oh, does this mean OMI will no longer be able to be staked? So what this is the staking is so that you can get no more coins, at least on Kraken right now. Like you can't stake a certain token and then get more of that token. OMI, it was never like that. For OMI, you could stake the token and then you would get NFTs, you'd get certain privileges in the app, in the VeVeverse. They did not mention that you would ever get more tokens. That was not on the table. So I see this as being okay for OMI because it has nothing to do with us. That being said, yeah, we are down below that 001. We're at 00092 or 93. Does it go below that? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we do have people buying stuff. Mr. Squibb saying, no special mint, but I have number 7. I now own 3.1% of all available AF-15 secret rare supply. Gentle reminder that this is the most coveted and valuable comic in history. He says it's with a high grade physical having sold at 3.4 million, but Comics and Crypto correct saying it actually happened in 2021. It was at 3.6 million. So yeah, that's incredible that he has that much of the supply. Anyway, Brock McGlockchain says, let's learn Web3 safety. Sharing your wallet address publicly is fine, but responding to a very vague post with your wallet gives a signal you may be likely to easily race to mint something that's compromised. Most hacks happen through social engineering. Be careful and ask. Basically, Brock had said, good morning, bros, post your wallet for Al. And we don't really know who Al was, but Brock was just doing an experiment, be like, hey, this is how people get you. They send you free NFT. You sign for it. Really means drain wallet. So shout out to Brock for keeping us in keeping us safe. Speaking of Brock, he will be on Discord with the Women x VeVe today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He might leak some things, he might not, I don't know. Also, he posts that February 13th through the 22nd, the Feesh's Love Finder is going down. Tons of surprises and adventures. All you need is a Feesh from the Feeshes to join. I can't wait for that. He says 6 new item possibilities for the tanks, 1 item per Feesh, 2 items per Mega Feesh. Again, you have a 1 in 6 chance of minting a Mega Feesh. Link down below to mint. And then we have a full love-filled adventure of romance, passion, and Feesh, plus some special bonuses throughout the event. So I'm really excited for that. I can't wait. I have a couple Feesh. Can't wait to join. Metaverse Life is teasing his host for the VeVe 500. It looked to be Homer Simpson and the Joker. So I thought that was really interesting. And the Joker that it looked like Joker from Return of the Joker from Batman Beyond. And the Homer Simpson just looked like a normal Homer Simpson. Again, that's just my interpretation. And David Yu had gone on and retweeted, "Here we go." I said that in the Mario voice. He didn't say it in the Mario voice. He just said, "Here we go." Super excited for that. Hopefully we get that end of this month, the VeVe 500. If not, I would say next month. One of my favorite podcasts I ever did was with I Am Rena. That was last night. Totally go watch that. It's hella fun. So VeVe is not the only one that every now and then doesn't sell out. Although it did sell out today. More on that in a minute. DC NFT updates emailed everyone saying there's a limited supply still of Green Lantern, which is the first appearance of Jon Stewart. Says not too late to collect this week DC3 release. So they are just pretty much saying, hey, we didn't sell out. Can you please buy? Again, we haven't gotten those emails from VeVe, but we have had in the past things not sell out on VeVe. Again, today was very good. They sold out everything. I think VeVe made about $88,000, almost $90,000 on today's drop, and that's just with the drop. That's not including the fees of everything going back and forth. Speaking of things that sell out and things that are maybe unredeemed, I've gone over before that the Thor posters have 534 of them that were redeemed out of the 1,090 that were minted. So those are very scarce. That is nothing compared to the Black Panther Wakanda Forever poster, which had 1,400 minted, and only 101 of them were redeemed. You heard that correct. There's only 101 of them that is available in circulating supply. Omi Daily Burn did a video on it yesterday. It was super fantastic, showing that there's only six of them that are sub 100. So there are only 6 2-digit ones. There's only one available on the market, available for like 800. The floor is 750. As soon as I saw that video yesterday, I immediately bought a Black Panther Wakanda Forever poster for 500, and I'll probably sell it 1,000, 1,500, give or take. Those are extraordinarily scarce. Again, just letting you know my moves. If Omi does moon, at some point before those get bought up, then I'll probably keep it, just because that is the scarcest Marvel collectible we have on this app. There is no Marvel collectible that has less than that. Everything else has a lot more mints. Shout out to Wes for rating me 5 stars. His 5-star review from one of the best VeVe official content creators out there, Randy Chavez, calling me life-changing, heartwarming, informative, useful, inspiring, enjoyable, and calming. Thank you, Wes. Shout out to him. I did buy a little bit more Bitcoin on the dip yesterday because I don't know, like if it goes down that much, I was like, okay, I'll buy a little bit more. So I did buy a little bit more. I have about $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. If that goes up before OMI, I'll sell some of that to buy more OMI. If it goes up like I'll keep you all posted. Paul Barron yesterday says, I think OMI is a sleeping giant waiting to explode. Shout out to you, Paul Barron. Comment down below if you love him. There was some speculation yesterday about about Disney going into what's called a V-verse, not the VeVe-verse, but a V-verse. Basically, it's a video about them going into like a metaverse, and so shout out to India Disney, India's leg of Disney, for going and making this metaverse for cricket players, for people that like cricket. Cricket is the most popular sport in India. I think Sachin Tendulkar is probably eligible for sainthood in that country. But for the most part, it did seem kind of like a nothing burger. It did seem that there's no connection to like a Ready Player Me avatar or any assets currently that's on VeVe. It seems to be just speculation about what V-verse, which is what powers the Starverse, ironically, is working on. So, yeah. Were you sniffing around the web app trying to find any signs of MCP? Did you see something that was called Sardine used for gem purchases? What is Sardine? Well, Sardine last year partnered with MetaMask to integrate to bring instant bank to crypto options for US users. That was in October of last year. So they are, I think that's one of the people or one of the companies that either VeVe's using to replace Wire or just to have in the background in conjunction with Wire, and then they have both of them. Either way, this does not confirm anything, but if you go and take a look at it, it looks pretty convincing that we do have Sardine. Shout out to this person who's been a member of VeVe since only July of 2022, so not even a year, has 718 collectibles and 10,000 comics. So this person has probably spent a minimum of 20-something thousand dollars, but most likely 30, 40, or even 50, maybe even more than that. Has 208 full sets, so very well possibly into the six figures, depending on what sets they were. But that is most of the sets on here. And yeah, that's a lot. Dr. Profit might have some competition soon. We do have Keep Calm Stack On saying, what are your thoughts on buying up cheaper collectibles to have for the opportunity to possibly, excuse me, to possibly burn later for a rare collectible or even stack MCP points? Keep Calm Stack On has 60 of these stamps alone. That is the rabbit stamps that are worth like $2 each. And then we have art.eth saying, had the same thoughts. And this one actually looks good too. And this person, artheart.eth, happens to go and have 50 of those stamps. I only have one of those stamps. I just happen to have the set. But yeah, comment down below what you think of stacking super cheap collectibles, especially collectibles that aren't Marvel or Disney, that don't have that 6% fee. That only, I think the U.S. Postal Service has like a 2% fee, if I'm not mistaken. In the macro, we have some good news. The Bitcoin Mississippi bill that just passed, granting citizens the right to run a node and mine Bitcoin. Huzzah. Moving on. In collecting, the collectibles guru had reported, because a huge majority of, of the tickets were digital, one fan who is able to get a physical ticket to LeBron's scoring record is going to get a big payout. With over 8 days left, the ticket has a high bid of $9,499. Something to be said about physical still. If you're going digital, better be on the blockchain, because again, who's going to sell those tickets if they're digital if they're not on the blockchain? No one's going to buy that. But the physical one, they're going to buy. Just food for thought. Anyway, comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye.